things to start us over here. So, hello. So I had my mic off. Sorry about that. So hello. We'll maybe edit out hopefully that first part. But today we are doing a Q&A with our TimeBlazr program that's coming up on the 24th. So what we are going to be looking at are some of the questions that have come through. So hopefully you're enjoying the series. If you've missed any of it, of course you can weed back to my previous videos that I did all throughout the month of March, truthfully. And what we're talking about is the TimeBlazr. And the TimeBlazr is a system for you to take the right action at the right time every single time. Why? Because it's based on your birth information. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is go ahead and have you download the free 30 time trial. This will give you a 30 days of the full version. We are not holding anything back for you to experience how the TimeBlazr can help you. Okay, so what is the TimeBlazr? The TimeBlazr is my proprietary calendar system that's based on the ancient wisdom of the Chinese calendar called the Tongshu. And basically what we have done and programmed for you is we have made it accessible to each and every user. So more or less, you can now, without a date selection expert like myself, to start choosing dates for you to do your milestone activities. And I do want to repeat on this, milestone activities, because if you've watched some of the past series that I've done, again, just go back and look at some of the videos that we've done throughout the month of March that you can get caught up on what we're doing. But basically, you're seeing the year, month, and day view of the TimeBlazr, and the month and day especially is the standard version, which means everyone is going to have that same threshold of information going into the TimeBlazr. But what we do is we personalize to you, and then we give you the helm for you to go and further personalize it for the specific activities that you're working on. So today we are going to be doing some Q&A, and this might help you as well to kind of understand what are some of the things that you can do. So let's just head on over to the TimeBlazr site, and let's see what we can come up with today. So one of my first questions was, can you use the TimeBlazr for personal endeavors? So first of all, I want to let you know that this is a common question that I get asked actually is, I know the TimeBlazr is for business, which is true, but can you use it for personal? Yes, you can, because why? We talk about here the yin and yang of business and your personal life. We are looking for balance. Now, you can't be working all the time. And for those of you who are doing that, I'm sure you're feeling some sort of burnout. You're kind of feeling that you're spinning your wheels. So we do need to find this balance. So let's just head on over to the TimeBlazr and let me show you some of the ways that you can use the TimeBlazr very successfully and succinctly for some personal endeavors. Okay? All right. So again, remember when we were looking at the TimeBlazr in the screens just a few slides ago, where it was looking at the standard view. Now you can see already we've got some personalization with the star system, the icons, and these activators. So I've already spoken about those. You're going to go back to see those videos if you would like to, which I highly recommend, for you to go back and figure out some of these personalized things that you can do. All right. So one of the things, though, if say, for example, I was looking at a move. So first of all, I'm going to take away all of the icons. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Taking all away the icons. And then this is one of them that you might be interested in, either a move or buying and selling a asset. such as pieces of real estate or something like that. So then go ahead and hit selected, and then it's going to start showing you. And as you can see, not all good days show up on each and every green day. We also have to maybe do some forward searches, maybe going into another month and seeing that this might fit better on your timeline. So that's one of the ways that we can personalize certain matters, if you will. Let's go into, and actually I'm going to go to the astrology tab, which is the second tab over. Yes, we call it business astrology. And this is what your TimeBlazr is programmed for, your natal chart. But we're going to be talking about these activators right now because this is actually programmed into the TimeBlazr. So if you are looking for a life coach, you would use mentors. If you are looking for, maybe you need to do your taxes, maybe you've got, some personal project that you're going to be working on that requires some, make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. Maybe you're looking for, even to write a personal memoir or something like that. Then you would use wisdom. Attraction, believe it or not, actually is more for personal than it is for business. But how we look at, and really what the attraction is this is the law of attraction. And what we're trying to look for is this animal within your TimeBlazr. I'll show you how to get there in just one moment. But then this is how you can use it to either attract in a new partner, and or you would be taking your current relationship to the next level, have date nights, putting yourself out if you're doing something online to put your profile up, do it on a good date and time. Travel, absolutely. This is more for long distance travel or even a weekend getaway, but your day-to-day commute, I wouldn't worry about that too much. And then wellness, oh my gosh, to be able to filter this to say, I'm going to be scheduling all of my wellness appointments, physicals, and things like that. Obviously, if this is an emergency, we do not consider the TimeBlazr. So this is more for your preventative or ongoing treatments. So, all right, let's go back over to the strategic dates. Let's look at this middle search bar. Just click on the search. And then where you find this is the activators. So let's say that we are looking for a life coach for our next steps in life. This is a huge year, as I've been talking about actually for the last 3 years, that we are now on the heels of period 9, which is this big astrological seismic shift into a fire energy, leaving in a 20-year cycle and leaving an earth cycle at the end of 2023. Actually, we're already able to access that energy, but let's go ahead and do that search and see if we can find a mentor that could help us really live out that next 20 years to the best of our ability. And I'm not even talking about business right now. This is like maybe you've got some personal projects that you want to be doing, things like that. So basically what you do is you find the day that you want to start. I always love to start things on an initiate day. And I love to see this quick action. Look at all these stars for this person. Look at all these icons. Plus there's, this mentor here. So we love that because we search for mentors. So you just click on the day. I know that's coming around quick, but time is of the essence. Why wait? This would be where you are either going to start with that coach, do a discovery with that coach. And what I would do is do it during the times in which you have the stars located, right? And maybe you haven't found one quite yet. Well, maybe this is the time you're going to be doing some research, asking within your network, hey, do you know a good life coach? Those kinds of questions, right? Okay. All right. So that's one way. And then you could do those other filters along the way as well. All right, going back into that search again, let's say that I would like to uh, do maybe some creation. I've decided that I want to I don't know, maybe become a better artist by the end of the year. And so this is where we're going to do creation. So again, we do those search, and it's the same process. Each time you do these searches, it's going to pull together a number of different days based on what you are asking for. So basically, this is in this particular case, it's a metal energy. Why? We can see that this is a metal energy that's being pulled. Don't worry so much about the animal, but we're looking for days that have metal in it. And so this is going to give us only the green days so that we can, with certainty, start things at a good time. So this could be, again, Friday the 24th, but you know what? That's coming around too soon. It feels better to me to start it on April the 12th. So, and it's a success day. This is great. Again, pull into this particular day, and look here. This has got a 4-hour time slot where you can pull out your paints or your sculpting or maybe your jewelry making, whatever that is that you're going to be doing, and then start it on this good day with a lot of success. So this is where you can get a lot of help. And of course, you're following all the other protocols that we talked about, the positive and negative influences. What is your daily intention for the day? And then this is the time between 7 and 2:59. I'm going to be doing more of the mundane tasks that that need to get done in everyday life. But this 3 to 6:59, or even a 2-hour time slot, but this is where I'm going to plan out that day succinctly so I can get some things done. Okay. Then what else can we do? Going back to that search, then what we can also look for are certain types of days, because maybe we want to, let's say we want to do a cleanse. So now I'm going to look for all the good remove days to, declutter and do this cleanse. They kind of go hand in hand of releasing things that no longer, and I would really think about this. When you're doing a cleanse, what else can you release? So here's one coming up on the 29th. It's a Saturday. Great. So let's have a look at this day and see what's there. Looky here. All right, so I love this day for this particular person. It's a 4-star day. You might even engage a partner, as in calling a good friend and saying, hey, let's just jump on Zoom for a 4-hour time slot. Pick a project that you can complete in 4 days, 4 days, in 4 hours. And then you've got this quick action here. So we know we can get things done quickly, but you're going to plan this out. You're not going to start at 11 o'clock going, I'm going to start a cleanse today. And so I need to think about what food I'm going to have, or what type of, maybe you're doing a juice cleanse or a food elimination or whatever, but you got to kind of plan this out. Don't waste the first hour of this figuring out what you want to do. Already have a plan in place, right? And then maybe with this buddy, because a buddy system is in here, a partnership system is in here. This is also saying that you could either have somebody physically come over, or you could do this with another person that maybe is on that same path, and then you can be that accountability partner with each other. It also has travel on this day, so maybe you can reward yourself by, who knows, maybe leaving on a little weekend trip around the 7 o'clock hour. So there's just a number of ways. You just have to be a little bit more creative when you're thinking about how to use it. So again, if maybe you're deciding to go on, a nice vacation, then choose a success or a stable day to get things kind of started, right? All right. And then the manifest four. Now, the manifest four, these show up actually quite rarely. Let's see, even on the back to the month, if this person even has a manifest four on this day. No. So let me talk about the manifest four: illuminate, launch, negotiate, empower. And these are the key words. It's, illuminate is about self-care and creativity. So, what can you do to take care of yourself? Launching a campaign or project. This could even be you're launching a campaign of a personal goal that you want to achieve. Again, let me use the artist scenario where you want to become a better artist. So that's a top goal, and that would be a project. When you're going to start the activity, and where do you want to be by the end of the time frame you select. Negotiate is you negotiate all the time. Every time you buy a car, every time you buy a home, every time you, where there's some flexibility in price, you are negotiating or negotiating terms. So not always for legal, but it's very good for legal, but it is about the art of persuasion. And then power is ultimate power. So I'm just going to go back and see. We're on April, actually. Here's one in March. Now, it was an illuminate day that also fell on a destruction day. I'm going to click on this. This is already passed, and it's not even a favorable day, and it's a destruction day, but it is illuminate. So how I would personally use this if this showed up on this particular day. Again, you're combining these ingredients to paint a story of the outcome that you want to arrive at. That's why that daily intention is so important to declare. So I'm going to say, all right, I want to maybe eliminate my intake of sugar. That's a big one for a lot of people. So what I would say is I am going to bust this habit, and I am going to make sure that on the 16th that I am going to I'm going to go to the Northeast sector. Now, this is for this person. You would be different. Go to the Northeast sector. Go ahead and put my back to the Northeast, and then go ahead and meditate, ask about assistance on destroying this habit, and then what you declare you're going to want to do. So, and then maybe between, after you've meditated for 15 minutes or so, then go ahead and maybe go into your pantry and start saying, you know what, time to get rid of this. If it's unopened, you could, donate it to a food pantry. But if it's already open, try to find a way to release it, that you're going to be eliminating the sugar, right? Okay, so there's a number of different ways, obviously, in which we can use the TimeBlazr for personal, right? All right, another question came in about sales calls. So there's kind of a twofold answer for that. And the answer is this: if you are somebody that is employed, or even if you're freelancing, where you are making sales calls, and that is that you have this list of calls, a bank of calls that you need to call every day. So if you are in that case scenario, again, let's go over to the TimeBlazr and see some innuendos, right? So for the person that is looking at the TimeBlazr from the perspective of we're going to be, we're an employee, there really isn't much you can do as far as, let's just even say it's, this is the week that we're looking at, and you start work today on the 22nd, the time of our recording. So again, you can go into the personalization piece of it, and then you could be doing maybe between 11 and 2:59, you can be making those calls. And then we could be, setting up calls between 9 and 11, or doing follow-up type emails and that kind of thing. But you're actually talking on this day. But I'll tell you what, this was just a happenstance that we'd have this 4 hours there. Let's just take a look at the next day. Well, as you can see, it's not such a great picture. So what I would have you do is, yes, try to use that 9 to 11 at minimum, but then it would be like, okay, now I have to look at all of these other ingredients. I'm just going to look at one time slot, but it's pretty much the same for each one. Let's look at, let's say we're going to take a break between this time, and we're going to actually do the sales calls between 1 and 3. All right, so we have mentors. So you become the mentor. You become and tell them, hey, when you purchase this item, I can make your life easier. You fill in the pain point, right? And then, but we also have pettiness, and we also have travel block. So pettiness, it means just that. You might have a petty person on the other end of the line. And when you see that coming, you thank them very much and move on. Travel block can be anything from you traveling. So I know quite a few people that actually work out of their car in the respect they're commuters, they're making calls constantly during a commute. So that is their mobile office, if you will. So you may encounter traffic jams, you may encounter delays due to that, or you get lost because you're not paying attention to the directions because you're on the phone, or and it could also mean a fender bender or worse. So that's what that can mean. So you just need to weigh what that is within the ecosystem of what's available. These are the ingredients of the recipe. If you know what it means, you can modify your behavior so that you avoid the pitfalls and activate more the positive, which in this case would be mentors. Okay. And then what else? Now, for me as an entrepreneur, I don't make sales calls every day. I do send out emails. We do send out, which are totally aligned with the TimeBlazr. We also post social media. We use the TimeBlazr for that as well. But let's say that we need to make a sales call or send out a proposal because someone said yes. So what I would do is I would start looking at either success days, stable days, risk remove days, receive, open, initiate, full to some extent, establish, and potentially a balance day too. First, I would go to the success. So these are in alphabetical order, not in hierarchy. And I would look for the closest date because someone has contacted you and says, hey, I would love to work with you. All right. So, today's the 22nd. You don't want to wait till the 30th. So again, you start going into maybe another search to find another day that is closer to the time that someone is reaching out to you. All right, Sunday, not going to work because it's a Sunday, unless you're something like a realtor that does work over the weekends. It would be an acceptable call. But if you're someone like me, no, it wouldn't be. All right. So still, I'm feeling that's a little bit far out. So I'm going to go for open. Open is good for opportunities and things like that. Let's see if anything comes closer there. But basically, April 14th, I am going to try to find while I'm talking this through. Let's just see if we can find a day that's a little bit closer to the time of when, so nothing's actually showing up for balance. Let's try establish. But it could be where it's just like the sales calls for the, and again, I have a TimeBlazr demo site right now that we're using, so it's not even a real person, but that doesn't matter. It just doesn't go out very far. Oh, here we go, the 24th. Today's the 22nd. So what you could do is you can send back an email or something like that, choosing one of those other good times. But let's see what the 24th has to offer. Ooh, look at that. Quick action day. Again, 4-hour time slot. This is where from today, the 22nd, all the way through maybe up till even 10 o'clock, I am going to be writing emails to outreach to my clients. I'm going to be picking up the phone and making calls to prospects, etc. And then I'll already have created a follow-up campaign so that that can be sent out, maybe add a little personalization to it on the during the 7 o'clock hour, so that we can capture those really good that really good time. So it is about planning, and you could be writing those emails on the 23rd, your phone scripts on the 22nd. But if you feel like, you know what, you really have to, because there is some urgency to that request, then I would go back to looking at the positive hours within each and every day. So that's how you use that. Okay. All right. So next, what do we have? So the another FAQ is, when people find out about the TimeBlazr, they find out that they have all of these either great days or they have some wobbly days, and they've already booked appointments, and they're freaking out because it's like, oh my God, it's an unfavorable day, and so I'm meeting this client and I don't know what to do. So here's a couple of strategies. Number one, you could still hold the appointment on the time that you're having it, but find a way to weave into the conversation that that there's some other intel that might have come in, or have some sort of follow-up sequence to that contact, that you can send it out on a good day, keep yourself top of mind, those kinds of things, right? So again, I'm going to go back to the TimeBlazr, and let's see if we can find a really nasty day to talk about, so you know what I'm talking about here. So let's go back to the month, and let's say it's a remove day, and it is tomorrow. Actually, I love using destruction days, so I'm gonna, well, let's just keep it right here with this week. Sorry. So, you know, we're saying that the 23rd, you already have this appointment on the books. Not much you can do about it. They're expecting you. They're expecting this big presentation. So here's some of the things that I would do. All right, and let's say your appointment is during this 11 to 1 o'clock time frame. All right, again, it's a remove day. It's an unfavorable day, and no stars. It's already saying do not meet at this time. And then we have no positive influence. We have a bunch of ingredients that says that it's going to be pretty negative, but you've got this big appointment that you've got a presentation to give between this time. All right, here's a couple of things that I would do. Number one, we've got a good time slot before, and if you can somehow initiate that meeting a little bit before, maybe sending an email and saying, hey, I think we're going to need maybe just a little bit extra time. Can we start at 10:45 even? Like, get the meeting initiated. And here's some other things that I would do. Go back to your astrology chart, and here's some things that are embedded into your personal energetics that you can use. So I would go to the Universal Gateway during that good time slot, put your back to the west, and ask for universal assistance. What am I missing? What are my blind spots? What do they want to hear from me? What is it that I can provide for them that they're going to be wowed by the end of this appointment, and they're just a referral engine to me because they're so happy? Ask those questions. And then if you can, try to get into, that's kind of step one, talk to the universe. And now physically, now we're in this yang, with our eyes open, taking action. You might want to get into one of your personal power directions, where if you are meeting in a physical space, then you just need to get there a little bit early and try to find how you face these people, how do you face in the meeting, and as well as you can, if you're in your own home office or your office, it's actually quite easy just to turn your computer screen or turn your desk into that personal direction, right? Okay, so that's how I would definitely handle that. So, and then just one last question that came through, and it was asking about the 5 structures. And the 5 structures, and they asked, is this in the guidebook? So, no, it is currently not in the guidebook, but let me just talk through them very, very quickly. The 5 structures are here, and we'll get them in the guidebook. Is the short answer. But until we do, here's some quick answers. So the wealth is actually, yes, it's wealth, but it is also about longevity. It also means where you are vibrating with an abundance of ideas, abundance of opportunities. It's really preparing you to receive, whether it be monetary, recognition, that kind of thing. This is what the wealth is for. The power is actually helping you with having ultimate power, being in your full power as a leader, as a trailblazer, not to be confused with TimeBlazr, but that's what it is for. And then resources are anything that you might find online. That's a resource, right? Or your collateral when you're writing material, that's resource. But it's also people that are willing to help you. These are the helpful people in your life. Networks are your followers. These are the people, your allies. Could also be your competitors, depending on how it plays out. And then we also look at creation. Creation is about what you produce. So let's say that you are an acupuncturist, and you have a particular track, and it is about infertility or something of that nature. So then you could create programs, you could create product lines, websites, blogs, newsletters, teaching platforms. That is creation. So, and it's also being creative. So this is helping you with your creativity as well. So there you go. All right. I think we have covered all of the Q&A today. So now I'd like to tell you about this program that I've got coming up on Friday, and it's a pretty impactful program. And it is about planning out your goals. So I don't even like to say like annual goals, like you got to do them at the top of the year. I think it's an organic thing that we always need to be looking at what we're striving for. And you know what? I only get inspiration one time a year. No, I'm inspired throughout the year. Why? Because I'm using all these tools to support what I want to do. So what I want to tell you about is this great little program that we've got going on right now. It starts this Friday, and it is the TimeBlazr way to power up your annual goals. So it is my signature way of planning your goals. And really what we're going to be starting with is for you to understand the energy of your astrology chart based on the annual energy. And so we're going to do a real quick overview of all of the animals, all the 12 animals, which influence you, all 12 of them, whether they're in your natal chart or not. And so this is going to be kind of step 1. And then step 2, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be bringing your current goals. You're going to be bringing things like your year view of the TimeBlazr, your month view, and then we're going to map out the rest of this year based on your energy. Then we're going to shore it up with a universal gateway meditation so that we can invite the universe in to also be working on our behalf. So this again is the yin and yang of business. So what you can do is go to bit.ly/TimeBlazr Power Up Goals, or just put your phone up towards the QR code, and that will get you to the sales page. I also want to let you know that our app is in beta, And so you can take us on the road, which is really convenient when you're out and someone says, hey, would you like to grab a coffee? And you want to make sure that you're not doing some mundane tasks and activities when it's really vibrant times. If it's an important client, you say absolutely yes. But if you know that you're wasting, because you know what, there are not that many, when you think about all of the time that is within a year, there's not really that many that are super vibrant to you. There's vibrant, but then we want the super vibrant ones, right? To do your milestone activities. That's what the program is about, to find out what they are for you. And I also want to let you know, this is the last time you're going to be able to get the TimeBlazr subscription at this low price. So, and this is it really is a DIY program, because you're buying the license for the software for a year. But I'm going to help you with that goal. And this is the first time I've ever done this mapping out. So you're actually getting a little bit of one of my programs that I'm weaving into, because I'm very committed, as I said, to spread the word about the TimeBlazr. We literally want 1 million people to be serviced by this incredible software to help you make the right decisions every single time based on your energy. Okay, well, that wraps it up today. Tomorrow we are going to actually talk about those do not meet days. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into why we don't want to do that. But for now, we're going to close it up. Have a lovely rest of your day. I really appreciate you tuning in today. You'd help me out a lot with the algorithms if you would like, share, and please comment. Tell me what you're working on right now. And I would love to see you at the program, and we'll continue this on tomorrow. And for now, I wish you a very beautiful day. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here with you, and we'll talk to you soon. So there you go. Thanks so much. It's time to hop to it. It's the year of the water rabbit, and it's a fast moving year. Don't miss any of the opportunities. So bit.ly/TimeBlazr, power up your goals, or the QR code. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.